Deadly Woods by Ted Raicer from Revolution Games. So I'll be having a look at this game. I'll show you the map and a little bit of gameplay, and then I'll give you my final thoughts afterwards. Hey guys, so this is my review of the Deadly Woods by Ted Raicer from Revolution Games. Here's the map, and this is turn 2 that I've been using, and that's what it looks like during turn 2. As you can see, the Germans, all the actions on the right side of the board. That's because the German entry points are these letters on the right side. So the Germans enter from the right. So eventually the game moves more towards the middle and then left side. So the action starts at the right side to start with. Germans get an automatic victory when they capture 5 of the victory points. See, at the moment they've already got 1. So that works down the track until they get to 5, and then it's an automatic victory. The victory points are they've got like a red ring around them so that they stand out. So that's what the Germans are trying to do, and the Allies are trying to slow them down from doing it. So as you say, these are the reinforcements. There's a lot of them. It slowly gets more crowded, the board, as each turn progresses. It's a chit pull game, so each side pulls a chit out. There's one. See? There's all these different chits, and there's a chart telling you what happens when you pull a certain chit out. So you get lots of player aids. This tells you exactly what happens. Each one does a different thing. On the back you get a combat result table. Pretty straightforward, like all war games. So if it's 2 to 1, you shake a dice, you move along the column, and then you do what that instructs you to do. So if you throw a 3, it'd be big L1. Big L1 is both attacker and defender lose a step. So you just follow that. Below it's a terrain chart, because movement plays a big part in this game. So that tells you how many points it costs to move through, like light woods, forests. This is useful. I've downloaded this from Board Game Geek. It just tells you the special rules for certain turns. So like the first turn, there's all these special rules, and there's also like a number that tells you where the rule is on the rule book. So it's advised to download this. Turn 1 there's lots of special rules. Turn 2 not as many, and then turn 3, 4, 5, 6 there's hardly any special rules. So well worth doing that. It's a good game actually. I really enjoy this game. I like chit pull games because they're brilliant for solo player. So the sequence of play is you can put like special chits down to start with. For instance, this one here, it makes, if the Germans put that down, it takes 2 extra movement points. So if that's put on a road, it uses up more movement points. So you do that first, then you get replacement points that are on the turn track. You see there, the Germans get 2 replacement points, Allies get 1. What you do with that is, see if this chit's on its weakened side, you can use one of them to turn it over to its stronger side. Then you get the action round where you take all the chits one at a time, tells you what to do, and then after that you have a victory point check, say if anyone's won the game. So an example of combat would be if the Germans were trying to defeat this infantry, you'd add up the combat values. That would be a 7 and a 3, that would be a 10. 10 against 3, that's like 3 to 1. But also you can, if you've got an asset, you could put that on top of the allies, and that would be a 7. So 3 and a 4 is a 7, that would be 7 to 10, so that would make a heck of a difference. So it's there's loads of strategy in this game. It's a really clever game. So from Revolution Games, The Deadly Woods from Ted Raicer, and it's part of it's an unofficial one, but it gives us the same system as the Dark system. So you've got like the Dark Valley, the Dark Sands, and I think there's a one coming out soon, the Dark Summer. But this is from Revolution Games, not JMT Games. So instead of calling it the Dark Woods, they've called it the Deadly Woods. So it's a really good game at the Battle of the Bulge. And what I like most about it's the chip pull mechanism. So chip pull mechanism games, they're brilliant for solo play because you don't have to concentrate too much. You just pull a chit out, find out what the instruction is, then you move a certain amount of the counters, and they instruct you also like event rules. So it's a great system. Another thing I like about this game, I like the idea of the Germans starting on the right side of the board and slowly working their way to the left side of the board. So they're like pushing the allies back all the time. It's fascinating that. I like how it's done. It is a bit complicated though at the beginning because there's a lot of fiddly rules, especially turn 1, turn 2. So it would have been good if they'd have made it a bit more simpler and some of these little fiddly rules the name have had. But apart from that, this is a brilliant game. Revolution Games have knocked it out the park again with this one. Another classic chip pull mechanism game. So out of 10, if it wasn't for a few fiddly rules that the nine have had, I would have given this top marks, but because of that I'll give it 8 out of 10. Definitely well worth picking up. And also you want to get the box version because it's a great box. I love the artwork, really good. So see you next time. Bye everyone. Bye.